Hello and welcome to what is a long overdue update video for my channel. As you may be able to tell, I once again haven't done anything to the layout, but I actually have a very good reason this time. I found out back in June that my mom will be moving. And as I'm pretty sure I explained in an earlier video, I don't actually live here. This is my mom's house. I live across town. I'm just using this space. So as you can probably imagine, it just sucked all the enthusiasm out of me. But fret not, because she asked me if I would like to go in with her on the house, and my answer to that was, if it's got a garage and a dry basement, or both, I'm game. So I'm currently in a holding pattern because we're not actually sure what we're doing. I don't want to waste my time, obviously, doing a bunch of work that I'm going to have to undo. But there's probably a greater 95% chance that we'll be moving. So pretty much, yeah. It's nobody's fault, just one of them things. It kind of sucks because my grandparents moved into this house in the early 90s. But, you know, it's just one of them things. So, the battle plan is, I'm going to take this layout with me. I like it. I like the layout. I like where it's going. I like my plans for it. So this one is definitely going. It means I'll have to disassemble it down to the individual 2x4s and put it back together like a giant jigsaw puzzle, because nothing bigger than a sheet of 4x8 will actually fit through the stairwell. So an assembled table just ain't happening. But that should be easy enough. I mean, I'm sure I'm not going to enjoy it, but it's doable. The same cannot be said for the HO layout, on the other hand. Due to my choice in baseboard using that brown paneling, that'll probably disintegrate the second I try to unbolt it to move it, unscrew it to move it. So that one's done. But I plan to at least salvage it for the lumber. I'll go through and pick all the trees off and all that stuff. So there's no reason to waste any of it. I mean, the track in the back is already starting to pill up from where that board's sagging, and just a horrible choice altogether. And I've kind of, after playing with this for a while, I've kind of changed what I wanted. Even if we don't move, or before we move, whatever the case may be, I really liked this and where it was going, but I've been watching videos and getting other ideas. After playing with this, there's other things I kind of want. So the first thing I'd like to do is, this is great for standing, but I really like sitting. So I'd like to bring the whole layout down to this level. And I would really like to do more of an around the room layout. Not necessarily like act physically around the room, but something with a gap in the middle, so that way I can put my chair and command center right in the middle. So we have easy access to everything. Maybe get an office chair on some wheels and I can just scoot around everything, just sit there. And another thing, most of the YouTube videos or channels I've been watching, most of them have at least have built or are building modular layouts. And one in particular from a channel called This Railway Guy. It's a 00 channel in the UK, is building his layout in the spirit of Fremo. And if you don't know what Fremo is, go look it up. It's really cool. You got these little standardized sections that people bolt together and go rent out like concert halls and make big, humongous layouts just from individual modules just joined together. And it's actually really cool. And he's doing his layout in the spirit of Fremo. He's not building it to the standards of Fremo, but in the spirit. So all his panels are interchangeable. And I really like that. So there's no reason to mess with this now since it's working and I have nothing to replace it. But in the next month or so, I would like to see if there's a way I could I want to build a couple of test pieces to see if I can, with my skills, I can build tables I'm happy with that would be interchangeable like that. Clearly, I can build a table. Whether or not I could build many to the same standard and have them interchangeable is another story. I have no idea. I've never tried it. This light might look good from a distance, but when you get close, it's pretty mediocre. I'm sure a teenager in woodshop could probably do better. But that doesn't mean I haven't. So still, still been on my 00 kick, and I bought some locomotives. I'm not really sure which ones are which. And I got the B unit for my Williams Baltimore, Ohio PA set. And after months of looking, I got the Delaware and Hudson PA set, which is what I really wanted. Unfortunately, they're both dummies. And the story I got from the seller was he actually had 2 sets of these and accidentally sold both the powered units at a train show. And I got both the dummies. But he offered me a partial refund, and which was actually more than half what I paid for the 2. And I was able to use that money to buy this EP5. Because apparently the motors, the trucks, and like the board and all, they're all the same from the PA and the EP5. So my plan was to take the parts out of this one and put them in those. Unfortunately, this is like new old stock in really good condition. So I really don't want to cut it up for those PAs. So I'm going to continue looking for one that's maybe been dropped or is not so good a shape. Just so I don't feel guilty about cutting up something that's nice. I used that foam that's been kicking around down here, and bought a hot wire cutter and made myself a little tunnel here, which is just made from leftover stuff I had, so I didn't spend any money on it, so no loss if I have to tear this thing down. I have also turned this on. Built these 3 Doppel Kitmaster mineral wagons for my 00, and because they're kits, I decided I'd try weathering them. I don't normally weather my stuff because I'm more into collecting. I just like to keep my stuff nice. But being as how these are kits and whatnot, I figured what the hey. And I went online and found some mineral wagons with rust patterns I thought I could duplicate. And they actually turned out really good. Better than I thought. And I also saw an uncoupler I'd really like to have for the 00, and ended up just going into Tinkercad and coming up creating this, which is basically just a little uncoupler you can stick down there, and which is really cool. So that's great. And I had my old Triang Series 3 track set up in the middle here. You can see I just assembled it all for cleaning. These are the worst of the lot. But what I ended up doing is I had some lumber out in the garage in some free time, and I threw this together last weekend. Or not last weekend, actually, it's a couple days ago, this weekend. So, no plans for this. It's small enough I can actually fit it out the door. I think it's the same size as my 027 layout at home. It's 48 by 33. I ordered a couple more pieces of track, and there's a power drop over here I need to sort out, but it's actually pretty nice. Like I said, no plans for this one. I'll probably paint the table green, top green, and maybe run some trim board around it, but it's just a place to get stuff out of the way, kinda. I didn't even brace it. I don't care. But really, that's all I have kind of going on right now. Just in a holding pattern, waiting to find out about the house and stuff. Planning on what I'd like to do with the modular layout if I get that far. But, so, oh. You may also notice that all my double loaf stuff is piled up on the table, and there's a interesting story behind that as well. There was back in June, the same time I found out about the house, there was a squirrel that got in the house. And my first thought was, cool, maybe I can befriend it. But nobody could find it. Well, I came down here and I found it, because that little booger come in here and ricocheted off of everything. He knocked over trees. He tried to run off with a United Dairy tank car. Knocked a couple of these cabooses down on the ground. That Bachmann Santa Fe hopper hit the floor. I have no idea how it didn't break. And the little booger was actually living up in there, which is, it's this ductwork, so there's probably poo and nuts and everything else up in the heater. And he didn't break anything, but he decided my 3D printer was his bathroom apparently, and yeah, you can imagine the mess. The smell really hadn't completely gone away down here. It stinks. And that was a month ago, 2 months ago now. I bought a live trap and I tried for 2 weeks to catch the little booger, but ultimately I ended up putting out poison and did what to deal with him. So he didn't make it, but he had every chance. Let me run some trains for you. And, I don't know, well, I'll do something.